And hello, and we're back here for round 4 of our third Premier Challenge. Hey Ryan, remember how we had a mirror match the previous game?
Do tell Amir what is going on now.
Seems like we're gonna have yet another mirror match, but this time we're gonna have chalk everywhere.
Oh my goodness, this is the worst nightmare. I mean, this is the best thing that could possibly happen.
Yeah, it's the World's Finals all over again, kind of, ish.
Okay,
Yeah.
and going on stream for round 4 is 2 of our Worlds participants, Kenny Lee, Masters Division, and Chelsea Tan, who was a senior at Worlds, but now this is her first year in the Masters, and it seems like they are running chalk, both of them.
Yeah, I mean, both of these players did attend Worlds, so I'm guessing they were influenced with what they saw on screen, so.
And I do believe that they have actually been practicing with each other, so they kind of know each other's playstyles to some extent. I will assume that Chelsea might actually have been inspired to play chalk from maybe Kenny.
Alright, for those viewers who are not familiar what chalk is a kind of like abbreviation of the 5 common Pokemon that we've seen during World Finals.
On the team, yes.
Yeah, Chalk. C will be Cresselia, then Heatran, Amoonguss, Landorus, and then finally, of course, Mega Kangaskhan.
And it actually seems like all members of Chalk are actually appearing in the battle.
Yeah, both teams have all 5 Pokemon. The only difference will be the final 6 Pokemon, which most players, when they run Chalk, they run usually a different bulky water.
Yes.
We're going to go straight under the teams here. As you can see, Chalk on both sides, but on Chelsea's side, we have a Rotom Wash, while on Kenny's, we have a Suicune.
Well, this is actually quite difficult. I would say the Rotom Wash actually helps a lot versus Chalk, because it can take down the Suicune, it can take down the Landorus, it can take down the Heatran, but it is going to be a bit threatened by the Amoonguss. But I would think that a Chalk team would be somewhat used to fighting another Chalk team, so it really depends on calls. And it's interesting to see that these players, if they are running Thunder Wave, they're not running it on Thunderous, which is usually used to spread paralysis and Hex, which is very important against a mirror matchup.
I mean, on Chelsea's side, she could run Thunder Wave onto her Rotom, but usually you see Will-O-Wisp on Rotom, Thunder Wave probably going on a Cresselia or Icy Wind instead. I mean, on Kenny's side of the team, his Suicune does help a bit in matchup against it is Landorus because of Ice Beam. However, otherwise it's pretty much the same as the Rotom. Rotom's main advantage is Rotom against Suicune. Rotom does have advantage on one-on-one. However, I mean, as mentioned, Kenny's Suicune does help in this matchup against anything else.
Rotom, on the other hand, it is an interesting choice as compared to Suicune versus Chalk, because it actually can spread burns. It can take down a lot. It does a lot more damage than the Suicune. However, Suicune still has a chance of burn with Skull, and it's a lot bulkier than Rotom.
I mean, Suicune also has that, possibility of running Snarl. I mean, it does, while it's not really effective against Chalk, it does have a bit against, say, Cresselia. I guess if Cresselia decides to go a bit offense, or even
the
Heatran.
Heatran especially. Then again, it will probably come down to how these players choose and predict what their opponents are going to lead with. That alone will give them some advantage, and they'll probably see how the course of the battle turns from there.
I mean, it's all down to the play system. You don't really have an outright matchup advantage of one team over another.
And if anything, the slot that usually is occupied by Suicune and Rotom, which is usually occupied by Thunderous, that's usually used to go and spread a bit of paralysis and Hex. However, we don't see that here today, hopefully, and we're going to go right into the battle.
I'm kind of interested how both players will start lead. If they lead the same team, it's going to be kind of funny here. So we see Kangaskhan and Amoonguss from Kenny. Let's see what Chelsea leads.
With a Rotom and a Heatran. Okay, now this is an interesting position for Chelsea, because as we all know, Kangaskhan low kick probably will be able to take out the Heatran, or return will probably be able to do a lot of damage to the Rotom, while Amoonguss is able to draw away attacks from its partner. However, Heatran is in a very good position to hit both of these Pokemon with a Heat Wave, and probably threatening the Amoonguss with no hit KO. That said, Kangaskhan is the main offensive pressure here at this point of time.
I mean, right now I would think Kenny has a slight lead. Although Chelsea probably maybe want to try and burn the Kangaskhan. For Rage Powder will probably redirect that away. Even a Heat Wave can't really, she cannot launch off a Heat Wave safely using her Heatran as a low kick. It's still a big threat.
Yes. However, if she leaves, if she uses Rotom, uses Rage Powder, Rotom will still be able to do something this turn. Even the burn on the Amoonguss is still somewhat threatening.
Yeah, I mean, any damage to Amoonguss is good damage. Amoonguss is one of those Pokemon you really want to get rid as fast as possible. It's a big annoyance on the field. So
especially with Regenerator, if it switches out, at least burn will still inflict damage over time.
I mean, these kind of things, they will stack out over time. Amoonguss, as mentioned, is very bulky. So it will just redirect damage. So burn stacking up with any other source of damage will help take it out quickly, faster. So Chelsea can finally go on to actually targeting what she wants to attack.
However, the thing with Chalk is that there are teams that actually like to go and pivot around and try to deal damage slowly over time. So if Chelsea actually takes too much damage at this point of time, she might actually be at a disadvantage, and Kenny can just push that all the way home.
Now we see actually the Rotom switch out straight into Cresselia, probably not wanting to get spoiled or anything like that. We see a Mega Kangaskhan, protect on Hitchin. I mean, it's pretty much a safe play, nothing really else you can really do. Fake Out does launch onto the Rotom slot.
Does the Cresselia carry a Rocky Helmet? No, it doesn't. That was some free damage for Kenny there. And Spore going on to the Cresselia.
No safety goggles either.
This is actually that was actually quite a good play for Kenny. He safely called that Chelsea would probably protect the Heatran, probably sensing the Kangaskhan threat, and going straight for a double target onto the Rotom slot. Doesn't want to get his Kangaskhan burned at all.
I mean, Chelsea, you can't really fault Chelsea for protecting her Heatran. It was kind of a safe play there. You wouldn't want to get hit by like a first turn low kick and then lose your Heatran, your main Pokemon you can use to take out Amoonguss straight away. However, I mean, Kenny did make a better play, being able to read that, going double targeting onto that Rotom slot.
Low kick going out onto the Heatran, taking it out as expected. Kenny obviously showing that he's the more experienced Chalk player here, having played this team for just about the entire season. Cresselia not doing much, Chelsea not being able to do anything at all this turn.
Yes, you see Spore coming out. It was probably targeting the Hitchin slot in case it switches out onto Landorus or something. Now, I mean, right now Chelsea hasn't shown her last Pokemon. I would imagine it will be the Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan being a powerhouse on pretty much every single team.
However, if you send Kangaskhan out against Amoonguss and Kangaskhan, it's not going to turn out well.
Yeah, you're going to just get low kicked then.
In fact, Chelsea's offensive momentum seems to be completely gone at this point of time. As we can see, Kenny's going straight for the return on the Cresselia. Maybe he expected something from the Rotom, but Rotom actually does manage to get the Will-O-Wisp off onto the Kangaskhan. That might help turn the battle around, perhaps.
Cresselia does, because Psychic does manage to come and land onto the Amoonguss. Not going to KO it, but it's going to deal more damage than what most Pokemon can.
And the special defense drop. Spore coming out, targeting Rotom. At this point, I'm not sure whether that was the right call, because Rotom has already done its job. It has managed to burn the Kangaskhan. That said, Cresselia has managed to damage the Amoonguss. That said, the Kangaskhan's offensive power should not be underestimated. Kenny has revealed low kick, but his Kangaskhan is still capable of doing some damage, especially to a Rotom W that's not able to attack.
I mean, Cresselia now is tempting to go Psychic straight onto the Amoonguss, considering his special defense decrease. However, Sucker Punch is still a thing.
Yes, and even though it's burned, Kangaskhan's Sucker Punch might be able to take out Cresselia from this health.
Yeah, I would imagine it would deal heavy damage. The parental bond is nothing to laugh at. So.
Yes.
I mean, there is a reason why Kangaskhan is one of the most used Mega Pokemon in the format, and mainly thanks to the parental bond. Sure, it's normal typing, it's not going to super effective anything, but we are dealing 1.5 onto everything, that's very much enough.
Yes. And it seems like Kenny, despite his burn Kangaskhan, he's the one that's controlling all the offense on this field. Sucker Punch does go on to Cresselia. Does it take it out? Yes, it probably does with that crit.
That crit had probably mattered.
That crit probably mattered, yes.
I mean, without the crit, there might be a chance to KO it thanks to damage roll. However, it does take out the Cresselia straight away. You see Rotom actually tried to protect previously the sleep message going first. However, it is the first turn of sleep, so it's not going to be doing anything.
And Kenny obviously identifying that Cresselia was the awake Cresselia was a threat, because as long as he's a Amoonguss, that Rotom is not going to do much. But now Chelsea has no choice but to reveal her Kangaskhan, and Kenny's Kangaskhan itself is burned.
I mean, despite being a mirror match here, you can see that Kenny actually has a big commanding lead right from the start of the game. I believe Chelsea probably went with a lead in a way, wrong leads because setting out, make sure Heatran does have an advantage over Among Us. However, you still have to bear in mind that Kangaskhan can just carry off Heatran anytime he wants.
And while Kenny's Kangaskhan's tend to be somewhat slow, I think they're still faster than no speed Heatran. We see that the Rotom is still probably trying to go for the protect. I suspect that, yes, Kenny goes for the low kick onto the Kangaskhan, probably trying to deal as much damage with his burnt Kangaskhan. Probably also going for the Spore with the Mungus.
Chelsea goes straight for the region onto the Mungus, wanting to take it out as fast as possible. However, it does have Rocky Helmet.
Rocky Helmet damage doing so much, and the Mungus still holding on.
Oh man, Chelsea really wanted to have that KO onto the Mungus to even have a chance to get back at this game.
I don't think it's possible at this point because Kenny's Pokemon is still at full health, and he still hasn't revealed his last two. One of which could possibly be Landorus, which could probably just Rock Slide and everything just...
Yeah, Landorus and...
Heatran perhaps even.
I mean, yeah, even Landorus and anything else really, you can just come in, Rock Slide, attack into Rotom and just win the game straight from there. So, I mean, Chelsea's main mistake was probably just her leads in the first place.
Yes. Probably not expecting Kenny's Kanga or Mungus lead. And then, as you can see, that choice has managed to go and push Kenny all the way back to... he basically never lost anything. He just went straight for the attack.
It's probably going to be pretty much a 4-0 lead here
if the Rotom doesn't wake up.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of one of those examples where what you do early, the battle actually pretty much started even before it began.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to, the team preview is a very important part of the battle. You have to decide not only which 4 Pokemon you want to send in, but which are the 2 that you want to lead with. The wrong lead, so it can just cost you the game, as you can see here.
Especially against a mirror match.
Yes. I mean, the Pokemon that Chelsea did bring into battle, there's nothing really wrong with that. I mean, Heatran is a good choice against Among Us. However, I can see there, putting your Heatran out against the Kangaskhan
was not a good idea.
Yeah.
And Kenny revealing his Cresselia, showing that there's no way that Chelsea can probably get her way out of this. Cresselia being a special defense wall, and Rotom being barraged by both Kangaskhan and Cresselia is not probably going to do much at this point.
It's pretty much Rotom against the world right here. Chelsea can protect all she wants, but there is pretty much no hope of winning here.
Still, I suppose she does want to get at least one of the Pokemon down.
Yeah, but getting a Kangaskhan down would be nice. However, it does just return and not double edge, so there you go.
That's still just enough.
Yeah.
Kenny taking the lead
4-0. I mean, it's a very commanding lead. I mean, as I mentioned, there's nothing really wrong on that Chelsea side. It's more of her leads, and actually her leads just threw her off game entirely.
And that's the thing when you're fighting mirror match, if you don't choose the right leads, you get screwed up entirely.
And as you can see, the first turn, she decided to protect with Heatran.
Rather than switching it out.
Rather than switching out or even just risking. Because sometimes when you're at a disadvantage, the risky play is the only way you can win. If you're gonna... I mean, if the safe play is gonna let you lose anyway, might as well just go for the risky play and maybe have that chance of winning. Because if you fail, you're probably gonna same result.
That, especially against an experienced player like Kenny, who has been playing Chalk. He probably knows what she's going on through her mind. He probably knows what she's thinking, and probably that's how he can read what she's doing.
Yeah, it's kind of a mind game thing. I mean, as you mentioned, Kenny's an experienced player. He'll probably already know what is going through most other players' minds, like especially in that position. Oh, Heatran's in danger. I have to protect. And Kenny knows that's what Chelsea was thinking. So he just went straight into that Rotom slot, and then Chelsea paid for it pretty much.
So I think we will move on to the player interviews. We'll have Kenny up here soon. And
alright, see you for the interview. Alright, and we are back with the interview with Kenny. Congratulations on winning your game. You had quite a commanding lead at 4-0. How's your result right now?
I think the second match on the Crusader, the crit, I think I'm not sure whether the crit matters.
That's pretty much what's on your mind at the moment right now. I mean, in the end, it did go well for you. You did take out the Pokemon. You had a good lead at the start. What made you not hit the Hitron? Was it really what you expected Chelsea to do to protect the Hitron? That's it. You had no tricks behind. What was in your mind when you chose your leads?
I was expecting, because I was watching a lot of replays from the Worlds, so I expecting the leads to be quite similar.
Oh, you're expecting similar leads to what Chelsea is and Dara. Well, I mean, I guess that research just proved you well. It helped you a lot going through all these online videos. I mean, what video did you watch? Which specific one?
The Worlds replay.
Oh, the Worlds replay. I mean, just nice you happen to face someone who's using a team that's similar to Worlds finalist, pretty much chalk team. I mean, any reaction in your mind when you realize, oh, you're up against someone who's also using chalk? Or it's just like, oh, chalk, okay, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's it, like.
No, I was quite scared at the beginning.
But I mean, it's because it's chalk.
Yeah.
I mean, at which point we should start to relax a bit that you know you had a lead?
After the first scale.
After, first KO when Hitron went down, I believe, yeah. I mean, yeah, Hitron was a big threat against your Mungus, and you pretty much controlled the game there from Kangaskhan and the Mungus. What's your score now, by the way? How many wins, how many losses?
Again?
Your score now, how many wins and losses?
3-1.
3-1. You still have a chance. So, may all the best for your future rounds. Hopefully, you win the next few and get into the top card. Alright, so that's it for our interview with Kenny. We'll be off for a short break. I'll see you next round.